everybody, Dr. Zuleta here. Welcome to this module. And today we're going to be talking about what is called the HPA axis. That is called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. And this is really important because this is going to allow us to understand what our body is doing in terms of steroids, in terms of hormones. There's a lot of hormones that we are going to be talking about in this course. We're going to be talking about thyroid. We're going to be talking about glucagon, insulin. We're going to be talking about ghrelin, leptin. We're going to be talking about cortisol. But the main one that I want to talk to you guys about today is the cortisol one, because it's the one that can cause a lot of problems, and is a little bit of a is very well known for being in the middle of not allowing people to lose weight. And so this is really, really key here. Now, the way that we start talking about this is talking about the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is a little part of our brain right around here. And so this is the hypothalamus, and it secretes hormones. And one of these hormones is the corticotropic releasing hormone. The corticotropic releasing hormone is just a hormone that activates the pituitary gland right here to be able to secrete other hormones. And the pituitary gland is sitting right around here, but it's just for the drawing. They show it right here, and it looks like that. It has two sides of it. One of it is in the front and the other one is in the back. And so the one in the front is called anterior pituitary, and the one in the back is called posterior pituitary. But in essence, for the purposes of this course, the pituitary releases something called um, adrenocorticotropic hormone. And so this hormone then goes into the adrenal glands, and the adrenal glands in top of our kidneys then release something called cortisol. What is cortisol used for? Well, if in essence, what happens is that, let's say that something scary like a big bear comes. Of course, this is a big bear, guys, with big claws. Pretty beautiful drawing here. But if this person sees the bear, I mean, this is a horrible bear. Anyways, but you get the picture. You get the picture. And so if the person sees the bear, they they have to get ready to fight. They have to get ready to run, to fight, flight, or freeze, right? And most of the people will fight or flight. And so what happens is that the hypothalamus then tells the pituitary, hey, we're gonna need to ramp things up. And the hypothalamus tells the pituitary to ramp things up through the corticotropic releasing hormone, right? And then the pituitary says, okay, we need to tell the adrenal glands to ramp things up. And the adrenal glands then, the pituitary then sends adrenocorticotropic hormone through the adrenal glands. And the adrenal glands send then cortisol. These cortisol levels rise. And what happens is that it makes your blood sugar go up. Why does it make your blood sugar go up? Because we need fuel in the body to be able to run. We need fuel in the body to be able to run. Fast fuel, meaning that you don't have time to be able to like take and break down the fat to be able to produce, right? And so what happens is that if we are continuously stressing our bodies, if we are continuously not counteracting this effect, um, the body thinks always that it needs a lot of sugar. And so it's going to let you know that we need to eat more sugar. We need to eat more sugar, and it's going to keep the levels of blood sugar in the blood a lot higher, a lot higher. And so what happens is that we need to lower the levels of cortisol as much as possible. Lower the levels of cortisol as much as possible. That way the body can find its balance again. It doesn't mean that we don't stress ourselves, because use stress is good. It's like when stress is actually making us grow. But continuous stress is actually not that good. Now, the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is what is called, I'm gonna do right here. Yeah. Okay, cool. And so then the next thing is gonna be, I'm gonna clear this up right here. Boom. Clear all drawings. Okay. And so how do we lower these cortisol levels? Well, there's different ways, right? At night, our body actually releases melatonin. Melatonin, it's a hormone that that is released whenever we're sleeping. And so melatonin has actually been shown in many studies to decrease levels of cortisol. For instance, in the study that I just showed you, melatonin ingestion reduced the cortisol response to ACTH from 14.6 at 60 minutes in the placebo group to 10.8 in the melatonin group. And so it's amazing that the melatonin is able to then decrease our cortisol levels. What is a natural way to get melatonin? We get it through sleep. During the day, the light gives us serotonin, which makes us happy. And then at night, the sleeping gives us it gives us melatonin. And so that's why that's one way to be able to reduce our cortisol levels. Now, how do we do this? Well, the easiest way is to increase our sleep, right? 4 to 5 hours, or 5 to 6 hours, or 6 hours to 7 hours, or 7 hours to 8 hours. And I know that is hard to do that with our busy schedules. And so the way to do it is either to increase the quality of sleep, the quantity of sleep throughout 24 hours. So if you have to get up a certain hour and go to bed at a certain hour, at least try to get a nap in there sometime, or try to go bed a little bit earlier. Just increase your sleeping by 1 hour this week and see how it goes. And I know a lot of you are on Fitbit, and so we can track that too, and you can track that yourself. And even just a timer, if you don't have any tracking devices, just say, okay, I'm going to go to sleep a little bit early. Why is this? Well, this study right here shows that sleep deprivation seems to be related to cortisol, and it seems to influence this hypothalamic pituitary axis, resulting in glucocorticoid overload. And so it results in us having so much steroids that how are we going to improve our sugars? We can't. And so this leads to deleterious effects in the body. And so they also said that there is an association between short sleep duration and higher risk of developing obesities and type 2 diabetes, suggesting that the hypothalamic pituitary axis, or the HPA axis, hyperactivation as one of the mechanisms involved in the metabolic consequences of sleep loss. So, most of the bodybuilders, or people who are like do this for a living to try to have complete influence over their body fat percentage, sleep is a huge thing that they do. Sleep is a huge thing that they do. And so that is it for this week. Your mission for this week is to be able to increase your sleep. If you have to take a little bit of melatonin, you can go to the nearest your nearest pharmacy and grab a melatonin supplement. But just increasing your amount of sleep and the quality of sleep, even if you have to take a nap during the day, just try to do that this week and see how it goes. Get some rest. Get some very, very important rest. The cool thing is that a lot of these studies show that in about 48 hours, you can catch up with a lot of the sleep. And so our bodies are designed to catch up with sleep pretty quickly. And so, hey, if you have to do it on the weekend, if whatever it is, but just get sleep this week. All right. All right, everybody. That's it for this week. I hope that you guys have a phenomenal day. And until next module, Dr. Z here. Take it easy.